everybody, and welcome back to the series with Project SEARCH Alumni. And today I am amazingly excited to speak to Aiden. And the reason I'm excited is if you've watched previous episodes, you know my name is Naveh Eldar. I'm the CEO of the ARC of Minnesota. And but I am from Ohio, and I've been interviewing people from all over the place, but Aiden is also from Ohio. So I'm very excited to talk to somebody from my home state. And we are just going to get right into it because I'm excited to learn as much as I can about this young man. Um, so we're going to start right away, Aiden, with tell us, before we get into like the who's, the what's, and the why, just tell us a little bit about yourself in general.
So my name is Aiden Koontz. I am from Bluffton, Ohio. I went to Bluffton schools and I went to Project Search. I was class of 2024, and that's when I started to learn more about what it's like to be in the job force. And I'm very polite, very kind to everyone. I try to work very hard and I just try to succeed.
Nice. What did what made you go enter Project Search?
By the time it was my senior year, I didn't know what to do because once
Mhm.
it's your senior year, you're like, oh boy, like what am I gonna do? And then that's when everyone was telling me about Project Search, and I was like, okay, I'll give that a shot. And then that's when I met Lee, and then that's when I had my interview with OOD. And then when the time came, I was like, I think I'm gonna like this program.
Was there any nervousness on your part? Because, you know, as we
Yes,
know, Project Search is like you're going to be away from your school, you're going to be around all these professionals. So, what were some of the things that made you nervous?
just the new people and the new
Hmm.
location because hospitals can be like when you first see a hospital, it's kind of scary because you never know what to expect. I feel
Yeah,
like I was nervous the first week, and then after the first week, I kind of got by it and was like, all right, I'm gonna get used to this.
right. All right, so tell us a little bit about the hospital. What's the name of it? Where is it located?
It is Mercy Health St. Rita's. It's located in Lima, Ohio.
Nice. And I was chatting with somebody who's sitting next to you that you looked at a minute ago. Nobody can see her off screen, who made that very nice hand. Who let me know. I'm from Akron, Ohio, right? And I know Lima very well, but I never heard that people make the joke that Lima stands for what is it again? Lost
Lost
in
in
Middle,
Mid-America.
Lost in Mid-America. Well, that Mid-America is the best, so we're happy about that.
We're used to acronyms, acronyms. So, everything kind of has an acronym. So why not Lima?
Why not? Right. Okay. Well, Aiden, so tell us about the work that you're doing like right now. What are you doing at the hospital at the moment?
So I do patient transport. What I do is I take patients that are like in the hospital, so like in their room, or patients are like coming in from the hospital, and I take them to like if they need to go to X-rays or if they need surgery, I will take them there. We take them by a bed, wheelchair, or stretcher. We give them good communications of what's going on, and then after the surgery, we just let the nurses or doctors know that they're here, and then after that, we'll be like, all right, they're here for you.
Right. And so as you're transporting them, do they ever just chat with you? Or do
Yes.
family members chat with you? Um and what is that like? I'm just worrying. I'm like if I'm rolling to a hospital to a surgery, I'm probably nervous. I'm probably and so what are some of the things they talk to you about?
They mostly talk to me like, where's surgery at? And I'm like, just follow me and I'll take you. Like family
Yeah,
members, they never know where they're going. So I just tell them,
right,
just follow me. And if I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down.
right.
And they just talk to me about like other things, like what's going on in the world. Like it's raining outside, for example. Like I'm
Hmm.
hoping it like simmers down. And I'm like, yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Yeah. So what do you like about the job? So you tried different things at the hospital, right? Like during your internship process, you got to see three different sites, right? So what were
Yes.
those three sites that you saw?
I started off with patient transport at the very beginning.
Okay.
And then after that, I did inpatient pharmacy. And
Hmm.
then my third internship, it was at the New Vision Lab. It's pretty much like where they do like blood work and stuff like that.
Yep. You liked patient transport, so tell us what did you like about that particular job?
I just like meeting new people, like meeting the patients, trying to, because in patient transport, I like to see myself as a hero, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Hmm.
Because I mean, how else are they going to get to their destination?
Right.
And I
That's
just
definitely.
like some days it's like really busy, and I'm a guy that likes a challenge.
Hmm.
So I like the fast pace where it's like, all right, just go, go, go. Like,
Yeah. And is it I'm assuming I've never been to this hospital. It's a large hospital, so sometimes you're
yes.
having to transport like pretty far away from where their room is.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many, what's your schedule like? Like how many hours do you work? How many days do you work a week?
It's usually 4 days a week,
Hmm.
but there are some days where it's 7 days a week because because inpatient transport, some people call off and they need someone to cover for them. So I'm usually the guy that covers for them.
Okay.
So some days it's 7 days a week. I do work weekends and all that other stuff.
Okay. Your set schedule is 4 days, but they know you're reliable, so they call you when they are short
Yeah.
staff. Got you. But that's a good reputation to have. Um, so it's great. And how long is your shift typically?
It's like an 8-hour shift.
So it's a full 8 hour shift. So what are the challenges? And I'm saying this because I've kind of worked a schedule like that in the past as well. And I know sometimes it can be hard when you're working 8 hours for 7 days in a row. Um, so was there any part of the job that was challenging when you first started? Like, would you ever like need assistance with anything? And if so, like who gave it to you? Were there times that you like didn't know exactly where to go? I'm sure now you have it down, but like, was there ever a time like that?
When I first started, I had to have a partner with me
Okay.
because they weren't just gonna be like, all right, good luck. Like, there's a door, good
Right.
luck. Um, but remembering where to go was definitely the hardest part.
Hmm.
I
Remembering
feel like
where
both
to go.
remembering like what to do and where to go was the hardest part.
Mm.
But if they need help, I help them.
Hmm. How long have you been in the position now?
A year.
A year. So are you at a point where you're like helping new staff ever? Have you
Yeah.
had to do that? Okay. And what is that like for you? What is it like going from a few years ago I was in high school to now I'm helping somebody at a new job at a hospital?
I feel good when I help other people.
Yeah.
And I am a mentor for project because Project Search is like a year thing. They have new students coming in. I've actually got to mentor a student that went to transport for one of their internships, so that was pretty awesome.
Okay. And what did you do as a mentor? Because I'm sure it's not just teaching them a job. They probably had like a million questions for you.
Sometimes I just give them advice on like if they're ever like dealing with something in their personal life or if they don't know what to do in the future.
Hmm.
In the job, I just teach them what my teammates taught me and just go from there.
Okay. And you said that you were nervous your first month, so it's probably helpful for them to talk to you because you were a student there too. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it helps to talk to somebody who's been there to relax them. What would you say to somebody who's not sure if they want to go to work, if they're like nervous about working at someplace big like a hospital?
I would say just give it a chance. Like, don't just quit. Like, give it a chance. I would say give it a couple weeks. And if you don't like it, then either push yourself harder or just do what you want, I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm a very strong believer in you should be happy at your job. It doesn't have to be like paradise, but like if you're somewhere miserable, I agree. Like find somewhere else. In a place like a hospital, there's you can just go to another department, right? There's so like you talked about the 3 rotations you did. There's so many different things you can do. Um, how do you get to work?
So when I first started transport, my dad would drive me here.
Hmm.
But then a couple months into the job, I eventually got my license. So now I drive myself here.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. So, was that a challenge for you? So, how did you do?
I just had a lot of practice, like
Yeah,
driving, and then eventually when I got to the course, I just took it. The maneuverability part was the scariest part, which I'm pretty sure for everyone it's like the scariest part.
yeah.
So I was like, I was like shaking and just being like, okay, okay, and then I got it, and I was like, yes,
Yes. All right. Well, first of all, congratulations on getting your
thank
license.
you.
Second of all, not all states have a maneuverability part of their test. You should know that.
Really?
So, yeah. Um, which upset me too as an Ohioan when I went somewhere else. I was like, wait a minute, you don't have to do all that. Um, so do you have your own car?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it was my dad's, but now it's mine.
Okay. It's your car. That's
Yeah.
right. That's amazing. I have to ask then, where else do you like to go in your car? Cars are freedom, right? So it's like you can do what you want, go where you want. Um,
I would like
where
to
are
go to
places you like to
Cincinnati.
go? Yeah, say it again.
Cincinnati.
Oh, you've taken it down. So for people that don't know, how far is that drive for you?
It's like 2 hours
2 hours. I don't even want to ask this question. Why do you want to go to Cincinnati?
because that's
Go
where the
ahead and
Bengals
say
are.
it. What'd you
Because that's where
say?
the Bengals is.
That's where the Bengals are. That's where the Bengals are. Yeah. I'm a Browns fan. We talked about this before the show. He didn't have to bring that up this just now, but he did. I felt like you said that just to upset me. Of all the, I'm just joking with you. At least if you go to a Bengals game, go to a Bengals Browns game. So, the Browns will probably lose and make you happy. It's like it'll be a win-win for you. Um, that's awesome. So I know that we had a little bit of conversation before we started recording, and you said that you like to hang out with friends and socialize and stuff. And I'm sure a car really helps with that. So what
Yeah.
are the types of things you like to do with your friends?
Just hang out of the house, either watch a movie or play a game, or if there's a new movie coming out, we'll go see it in theaters.
Hmm.
Just we'll sometimes play sports, like sometimes we'll play basketball or even like just football or just a lot of things.
Yeah. What are the as a working as a young working person, just what are some of the do you have any challenges at all with like work-life balance? Like you said, sometimes if you work 7 days a week, that may be rare. Um, but are there any just challenges you have with like, seeing your friends or getting enough time to watch movies or whatever it is that you like to do? I'm trying not to paint work as like this perfect paradise. So what are some of the things that if you're talking to somebody that's never had a job before, some things they should just be aware of?
I would say make sure you have a flexible schedule because for me, I have a flex because I go in 7 to 3:30, so I have the rest of the day for myself. Even though
Hmm.
it's a 7 day, like sometimes a 7 day schedule, I still have the rest of the day. Like I just have to
Hmm.
go in the morning, then I have the rest of the day to do whatever. So
Hmm.
I would just make sure you have a very flexible schedule.
Okay. And this is going to be a slightly personal question. What do you do? What do you do with your money? Like, do you save it? Are you planning for a vacation? Do you use it to go to movies and restaurants? What do you like to do with your money?
I save at least 50% of my paycheck, sometimes 60.
Nice. Who told you to do that?
Um, Mostly just me because I'm trying to save for something huge, like anything that's huge or just anything. Like anything that
Nice.
happens.
I'm thinking because I have two kids who are working, and I don't think they save that much. And so I need to like make them watch this recording so that they can get some ideas from you because it's very amazing that you're saving that amount of money. Do you have any thoughts on what you might want to do with it?
You get a new car.
Yeah.
I love my car, but I mean it wouldn't hurt to upgrade.
Yeah, eventually, maybe a couple years down the line, and then you could be amazing to be able to get a car with cash. phenomenal
Yeah.
to not have loans. Um, awesome. So if you are getting back to the job, if you are having issues at the job, if you're having challenges, who do you go to? Who helps you or mentors you on the job?
I either go to my team. I sometimes go to Lee Taylor or anyone from Project Search. Like I usually go to my mentors and I ask them for advice and they give me advice.
Okay. And who is your team? Who, like, what kind of, how big is the team? Like, what kind of positions are on the team?
In transport or Project Search? Oh,
No,
in
in
transport,
transport.
we have at least 40 people in our department. But on some
Oh,
days we have like 7 or 8 transporters.
okay.
They're very young, they're very polite, and they are very hardworking.
Yeah. And then you have a supervisor that's always working or
Yes.
on a manager. Okay. And so there's people you can go to. And does the team, do you guys communicate a lot with each other? Are
Yes.
you friendly at all? Do you like eat lunch with each other, sort of a thing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to ask you who your favorite is because then the other ones might get mad. Um, how do you feel like you've grown since you graduated high school?
I feel like I am a much mature um adult, a more hardworking adult than
Mm-hmm.
what I was in high school. I was mature in high school, but I like now as an adult, I'm like way more mature, very
Mm-hmm.
patient, very kind.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? What did she
Oh, I
say?
said he speaks at graduation and he's done a lot of public speaking events too that he never would have done.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well, this is very interesting to me. What type of messages do you give when you speak?
At graduation, I spoke saying like my experience with the program of how I was at the start to where I am now and how grateful I was and how I was proud of my parents for how they raised me.
Hmm.
And then for info night is where like the students like that are going into Project Search, they're getting info of what it's going to be like. I go
Mm-hmm.
in and I tell them my experience in the program as well, and they're like, okay, okay.
Nice. Are there any other, do you have any coworkers who also graduated from Project Search?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So the hospital, so it's a good pipeline for the hospital of good employees coming out of Project Search. Um, what are your plans for the future? I know you're young, but this is a good time to start. It seems like you're the type of young man who would think about something like that. Where do you see yourself in 5 years down the road or so?
As much as I love patient transport, eventually I'm gonna leave transport. And like I told you earlier, my second internship was pharmacy. They actually offered me a job, but I was like, I kind of want to start off in transport for a couple years and then eventually go to pharmacy.
Okay. So you think that that may be your next step at the hospital?
Yeah.
And so I have a couple questions around that. One, what made you nervous about going into it right away?
It was just had to go back to school and I just wanted to stay away from school for a while.
No,
Um
this is very fair. Yeah.
and in transport it doesn't really require, as long as you have your diploma, they you can just like go in. And with transport it's more fast paced. Like I said
Yeah.
earlier, like I'm always on my feet, I'm always running.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
pharmacy, I mean, it's kind of like that, but there are some days where it's like slow.
Okay. And so you're giving me a bunch of information. I feel like you're holding back for me, Aiden. So pharmacy, you have to go back to school for this.
Yes.
And so what do you have to do? Like what you have to get like a certificate or is there a whole degree you need to go
Yes.
back for? Which one?
Certificate.
A certificate. Have you started studying for the certificate?
No, not
No.
yet.
Okay. So this is like again, and that was my question, is like where do you see yourself in 5 years? So maybe so you plan on doing this down the road once you've been out of school for a little bit, going back and getting your certificate and then working in pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. And so then the other side of that coin is like what makes you want to do that? What did you like about pharmacy?
The people.
Oh,
And the work they do is pretty interesting.
yeah. So talk to me about that. What kind of work do they do? What kind of work would are you trying to get into with pharmacy?
There's like different positions there. Like one makes the drugs, one makes the IV fluids. The other
Hmm.
one delivers, which is something I might go into. They deliver drugs to like floors, like patients' floors, like they give them to nurses or they put them in this. It's like think of a vending machine but for drugs, and only nurses can access them.
Right, right. I'm glad you specified that. That is not actually a vending machine. That would be interesting. Um, well, and that job sounds like it would be interesting for you because it sounds like you like to move around and be in different places and be going. That's really, really interesting. I love that. Um, and then what in your personal life? Where do you see yourself? Like, do you live with your parents now, or are you looking to like move out on your own? Maybe you
I
do live on
eventually
your
plan
own.
to move out.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So down the road, you have your car. Down the road, you'll have your own house or apartment or whatever you choose to get. And
Probably an apartment to start off.
I like how you take steps. You're like, I'm gonna take steps here. You're gonna go back to school. You're gonna all the fun things. Okay. All right, so um, let's talk a little bit for just a few minutes about personal. We talked a little, I asked you already, even before we started recording, like what do you like to do in your private time, in your personal time? And you talked a little bit as well that you like to go out with friends. We know you like football, at least the Bengals. What else do you like? Do you like to travel? Do you like to read? Do you like to watch things on television? What are your other interests?
Believe it or not, I try to find work at home.
What kind of work?
Like doing the dishes, take my dogs out on walks if something needs fixed.
This is fun to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Again, I need to get my kids to watch this. So, um, and then I also understand that you enjoy Star Trek.
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars. Oh, look at that. Those are two things you never want to mix up, right? People get upset about that.
Yeah,
How old were you when you started getting into Star Wars?
I would say I was about 4 when I got into it.
Oh, wow. And what was your gateway into Star Wars? What was the first thing you watched? Do you remember?
It was Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. And then you were like, I love this.
What happened
Um,
was, from what
uh,
I can remember, yes, I know it's crazy that I can remember this.
mhm,
From what I can remember, I was like walking to like the living room. My dad was watching Empire Strikes Back, and as soon
mhm,
as it showed like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, R2D2, so pretty much the characters caught my interest.
right. And then you were just like, I love this.
Yeah, it was the
Um,
characters. Like as soon as I saw the characters, I was like, okay, I'm into it.
and so what is your favorite movie? Is it The Empire Strikes Back?
It's Revenge of the Sith,
Revenge of the Sith is your favorite. All right. What's your least favorite?
The Last Jedi.
Okay. And then this is my last question on Star Wars. Have you ever tried to move something with your mind?
All the time.
There you go. You have to, right? It's like if
Yeah,
you're a fan of Star Wars, like if we're this is real, right? I can make this happen. And then you're like disappointed in yourself for not being
you're
sensitive
like,
enough to
darn
the
it.
Force. Sorry. Maybe next week. No, I love that. Okay, and so thanks for sharing all of that with me. My last question for you is so this may be watched by like people who are interested in project search or people who are going into project search. What advice would you give to high school students who are getting into project search or even just thinking about working? What is the overall advice you would give?
I would say it's gonna be nervous at first, but as soon as you meet the people and as soon as you know where you're going, because as soon as you start your first internship, I was nervous when I got into transport. But then, like I said, after that first week, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the hang of this. I'm gonna like this program. So I would say just if it seems bad at first, just give it time. Just give it time.
I love it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap of things that I enjoyed that you said. One is, um, I think all of us in any job that you go into, even me in my current job, and I'm like at the last part of my career, right? You're nervous when you first start. So give yourself time, right? Before you decide if you like something or not. Save money, socialize, have a good work-life balance, watch Star Wars. I just threw that one in there. And then root for the Browns. I believe I heard that somewhere in what you were talking about. I may have misread that. So I want to, and there's like, no, I want to thank you, Aiden. I'm really, really, again, excited to talk to somebody from my home state of Ohio. You seem like an amazing young man with a great head on his shoulders. So I want to get an update on when you get your certificate. Some years down the road, I want to hear from somebody from Project Search that he has moved into the next phase of his career because you're going to be amazing no matter where you go. So
Thank
thank
you.
you,
I
sir.
agree.
You agree. You can pop in and say hi, Lee.
Hello.
All
I'm very
right,
proud of Aiden. He's my go-to guy.
there you go. I see why. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.